Kwadjo Campbell is busy these days, from working on campaigns to taking care of his family. I speak exclusively with Kwadjo for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores, or listen to this interview on the iHeartRadio app. Well, Kwadjo Campbell, it's so good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Quintin.
I appreciate this. You know, you and I were talking over the phone yesterday, and I came to you about some ideas that you wanted to talk about for this particular interview. And you brought me back to the idea and the talk, really, of the future of the Cooper River Bridge site. Where are we with this particular discussion and its future?
Well, you know, it's a part of a civil rights mitigation agreement between the federal government, South Carolina DOT, and the city of Charleston, to try to make the community whole again, the low-income minority communities that was negatively impacted by the bridge. All right, so since then, a number of things have happened, not all in agreement with the community. But since then, a lot of haggling back and forth. They're getting closer to affordable housing ideas that we'd like to see there. They did an RFP, request for proposals,
Right.
that was sent out. They couldn't come to an agreement on what those affordable housing numbers would look like. So they canceled the RFP. There's going to be a meeting Monday night that I will be at, our development group along with the Eastside Community Council, who's our development partner for affordable housing, to really push our agenda, which is to get control of the property and develop it for affordable housing and as a wealth generator for the community.
I gotta stop you here. We're here in downtown Charleston, and just blocks away is this Charleston East Side that you know and love very dearly. But there's a lot of gentrification there, from what I understand.
There's a big event going on coming up in June on Marion Square, honoring the Emanuel 9. And the Emanuel 9 happened in a community that is being gentrified. You know, the community continues to be gentrified, and the parishioners or the churches that hurt from gentrification are churches like Emmanuel, churches like Ebenezer AME, churches like Morris Brown. These churches have significant history, not just for the African American community in Charleston, but the African American community in America. These were some of the first established African American churches in the nation. And we're in danger of losing those churches via gentrification. We're in danger of losing some other things too with gentrification, mainly agriculture.
How did we get here, Kwadjo?
Not being proactive, ignoring calls to be proactive. We didn't implement zoning laws. We didn't make capital available for the construction of affordable housing to provide gap financing. When we saw the federal government reducing funds, we didn't look for local ways to address the situation. And that was threatening our economy when we have employers not coming here because it's just too high for their employees. You know, employers don't want to come to a city where their employees have to pay over 40% of their income to rent.
And you talk about June. Let me get to an event that you actually are putting on as well. It's the annual Remembrance Ceremony, honoring the millions that perished during the Middle Passage. That will be Saturday, June 9th, coming up. It reads this: the Middle Passage refers to the part of the African Holocaust in which captive Africans were crammed into the cargo holds of ships like livestock bound for chattel slavery in the Americas. These living, breathing men, women, and children who had families, hopes, and dreams and aspirations were stripped of any sense of humanity. Historians estimated that 100 million Africans died from disease, starvation, suicide, and murder during this torturous voyage. When you look back then to now, where are you emotionally?
100 million souls at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. John Henry Clark says if the Atlantic Ocean dried up, we'd see the floor littered with our bones. You know, where am I at emotionally? I feel good that we have, this is like almost the 10th year that we've honored ancestors lost during the Middle Passage. So it's a very spiritual event. People who come out to the event have moved. So I encourage everybody to come out and just be a part of reconnecting and feeling the power that goes with honoring your ancestors and knowing who you are and where you come from.
You talk about knowing who you are. Who is Kwadjo Campbell these days?
Well, Kwadjo Campbell is a economic development advisor. I'm a affordable housing developer. In the areas of economic development, I primarily work with African American tourism. I'm also an educator, chairman of the English department at Legacy Early College, which is the largest Title I school in the state, 1,100 students. We're doing outstanding work there. I'm also a neighborhood president up in Greenville, involved campaign organizer and campaign manager. Just won an election up in Greenville. Just came from Dallas, working on a congressional race in Dallas. And, down here working on a governor race, won't say which one.
Sure.
But, I'm down here trying to get the issues that matter out. Issues like a living wage, issues like really funding education, public education, really funding Medicare in this state. Those are the issues that we as Democrats, we as African Americans need to be pushing.
What is the state of healthcare right now in your mind?
It's in a dismal state. I was just with somebody yesterday who has diabetes, and they woke up yesterday with extreme pain. They just can't afford the $200 medicine for a vial like this on their salary. So we really need to address that in this country.
And I want to go back. You talk about helping other people with their races, and every time I talk to people and when I do an interview with you, they want to know, what is the future of Kwadjo Campbell? How would you describe your future in one word?
Awesome. I have a strong, loving wife. I have kids that are doing very well. Son's going off to college on a scholarship.
Wow.
I've got two older daughters. One's a junior at McDaniel on a scholarship. I have another one who's going to be a sophomore this year at Howard on a scholarship. I have
Relates you.
my baby girl. She is an honor student. Here in the state of South Carolina, she's one of the gifted and talented students. She's doing awesome. So family life is good, and once family life is good, everything else flows from that. Strong faith in God, good faith in my family, so the future is bright.
Do you have good faith in politics for your future?
Politics, what is Kwadjo going to do as it relates to politics? I am constantly on the cusp of what's happening. So I work with a number of elected officials, from Wendell Gilliard to Marlon Kimpson to Marvin Pendarvis to James Lewis to Robert Mitchell. I work with Reverend Mack on the school board, Mike Miller on the school board. Michael London. I call him Michael London, but we know him as Michael Brown. And Virginia Jameson in North Charleston. So behind the scenes, I'm working on affordable housing policy. A number of the policies you see out there for the city of Charleston and et cetera, we first introduced. Inclusionary zoning, the affordable housing bonds. These were items we presented to council years ago to the Community Development Committee. And so I'm just glad to see that the work I'm doing behind the scenes is coming to fruition.
Kwadjo Campbell, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Awesome. Thank you, Quintin.
Thank you.
All right.